hairy Boggart. George Flaxstead was an honest farmer who just about managed to earn a living. One evening, on his way home, he met the mega mischievous hairy Boggart. "I wants a chit-chat," it said. George Flaxstead knew that Boggarts meant trouble, and that he'd have to find a way to get rid of it, but he was far too hungry to think now. "Come back in the morning," he said, and the Boggart left, grumbling. After George Flaxstead had eaten his supper, he thought carefully, and eventually came up with a good plan. Next day he found the Boggart looking greedily at his field. "Goodsome land," said the creature, "grow lovely jubbly grub for tumbly rumbly Boggart." "There's enough for us both," said George. "We'll go halves on the next harvest, and that's my final offer." The Boggart was too lazy to argue, so it agreed. "Do you want the tops or the bottoms?" said George Flaxstead. Topsies," replied the Boggart. "Bye-bye, see you at harvest," and it went. The clever farmer planted a field of potatoes, so when the Boggart returned at harvest time, it got the useless leafy tops, and the farmer kept all the lovely plump potatoes which grew underground. "Next time, I wants the bottomsies," growled the hairy Boggart, and it went. The farmer now planted the field with wheat, so when the Boggart again returned at harvest time, it got the useless dry stalks, while George Flaxstead got lots of golden grains of wheat. The Boggart was even more angry. "You skillywig," it said, jumping up and down. "Next year you grows corn. We cuts corn together, and reapers keepers what's we cuts." The Boggart was much stronger than George Flaxstead, so it would be able to harvest more of the crop, leaving the poor farmer to starve. But George soon had another plan. The day before the corn harvest, he bought some iron rods from the village blacksmith. After he had painted them golden yellow to match his crop, he stuck them in one end of the field. The Boggart arrived the next day. "Right, ready steady," it said, sharpening its scythe. "We keeps what we reaps." "You start over there," said the farmer, pointing to the end with the iron stalks of corn. The Boggart started strongly enough, but then found it tough going. The iron stalks, being so difficult to cut, made it tire very quickly, and they blunted the scythe. "Getting tired?" taunted George Flaxstead. The hairy Boggart snarled and gave a huge swipe at the corn. Its scythe snapped, and so did its temper. As it ran off, roaring loudly, George Flaxstead chuckled and shouted after him in his best Boggart voice, "Me no scary, hairy fairy." After that, he was never ever bothered by Boggarts again.